Pleasant planetary rotations, everybody. I am live with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Also, hi Evie, welcome in. Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. So I have played this before. I am going to say no, though, because I do want to experience all of this fresh. I played the PS4 version, and I am currently playing the PS5 version of the game. Nope. Yes, it actually is 134. It was 133 as I was doing that, but I had set it for a minute in advance. Too low, too low, too low. Let's do 53.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I'll put the narrator at 68. And this will also go to 68. I'm not going to do the pink fluffy unicorns again just because I had already done them. Or I had done that. I did not do them. That just sounds way too sus. And I honestly don't want to do it again. So we are going to begin the game. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, but one question. Where are my legs? Where are my feet? Hell, where are my hands? Also, yes, I see. I kind of figured that was going to happen, Evie. Right as I said that, it was one of those things of like, okay, how long before this gets clipped? Or how long before that quote gets added? Because I said it, and that is not the intention I meant. I had meant to say I had already done the singing of pink fluffy unicorns, and I'm like, I'm not doing that again. Yeah, weren't the subtitles supposed to be on? Yeah, show subtitles were supposed to be on, and it was just saying like what Stanley just pushes buttons all day, and ooh, I found the crouch. I'm gonna do a duck walk. Oh, O1 and L2 are crouch. Okay. It's weird. Oh, X is my use button. Okay. Oh shit, is the narrator too low? Yeah. No, the narrator's at like a
This is the
68.
story of a man named Stanley.
I'll turn the narrator up.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
It's an
This is the
83.
story of a
Okay.
man named Stanley.
So maybe the main volume is also too low.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
You know what? Let's turn everything.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Narrator, you'll be at 83.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, let's try
I will
that.
be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon,
I'm just gonna
very
pace.
soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay, is the volume better now?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Trying to remember.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. I turned everything up. I know there is a way to actually get out the window. I just have to remember how to actually do it. It's one of those things where technically it should not be doable, but you actually can do it. It is just a pain to do so. Oh, there we go. There we go. Whee!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun...
I'll turn the narrator up some more.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
And I'll turn all this stuff up. Wait, that all... Okay, yeah, it all stuck.
A unique place to be. Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
It's
Okay,
just a
I'm
white
over it
void.
now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable, and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong, and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Is that it? Because honestly, this doesn't seem that unbearable. I wonder how long I could actually just do a stream of a white screen like this with just this music. Welcome to the white screen stream. Now, please enjoy your stay, have some popcorn, and I will stay muted this whole stream. Once it becomes unbearable, please let me know. And I will say, I don't care. You chose to watch this. Like, literally, it's just a white screen. So let's begin the game again. Not because it's getting unbearable, but I actually want to play more of this. And there are some really fun things to do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There's a...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's a specific thing I want to get to and do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Honestly, I didn't really break, mostly because there's a funnier thing I want to do.
Either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for I did not get to finish that. Make sure your slide has slick blue graphics in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm... Could you stop going so damn fast so I can fucking read the damn slides? Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts and slides, charts. Right at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Okay, your boss appreciation minute worksheet. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. We have a Rhyhorn in chat. If you ever find yourself in conflict with another vigilant employee, like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict unless you're the kind of... Fuck you. Okay. So. Yes, I do know more about this game than I probably should. We're going to do one of my favorite things.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I'm literally in a closet.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Okay. I refuse to come out the closet. I just refuse.
You realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. but it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
And?
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I honestly don't know. I do have a friend in chat. Evie, do you find me doing this
Stanley
concerning?
was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I forgot that was in here. Where he's like, oh yeah, you're addicted to drugs and hookers.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Hi, J-Town Unicorn. Welcome in. You're just witnessing me mess around with the narrator from Stanley Parable. Why? Why not? And it gets funnier because of this.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Oh, the fact that he's like, okay, we can resume the... Oh, not you too. Oh. But then, like, that's it. He doesn't say anything more. If you go back in and out, in, out, in, out, in, out. This is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I think you summoned the unicorn, Evie.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I don't want to go upstairs. I want to go downstairs. Red light. So what she means is there's a quote that actually gets me to sing pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows, and when she did it again trying to get me to sing it again, I meant to say that I had already sang it, so I'm not doing it again. For whatever reason, I ended up saying I already did the unicorns. And it took me a second for my brain to register what I said. And I'm like, fuck, wait, no, I didn't mean it like that.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had
You know what?
he
That makes
taken
sense,
the
Evie.
risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, Why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter,
I don't know
these
the full
rooms were
song. I
starting to
just
look pretty
sing a little
familiar.
bit of
Were they
it.
simply repeating? No, Stanley
And
said to
if I
himself,
already
this
did
is
it, I
all
don't
too
sing it
strange. This
again.
can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh.
Now it seems a little too loud, so...
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may
yeah,
as well
that's
enjoy
the
this
song,
while
and
I'm
I
still
only
lucid.
I only do it like
imagined
twice.
himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
But again, it's one of those things
Then
where if
he
I had
imagined
already
himself
done it,
soaring through space on a
I
magical
don't do it again
starfield,
because
and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
I don't want
and
it to
Stanley
get
marveled
repetitive.
that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course,
yeah, at this point, it's become a thing where I'm not even questioning what I say anymore.
Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for
I know,
Stanley
no matter how
is as awake
sus
right now
things
as
I
he's
say
ever been in
are,
his life.
it's going to
Now,
get
hearing
quoted,
the voice
it's going to get
speak
clipped,
these
it's going to
words
get
shocked
all the
Stanley.
things.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back. The fresh air of a world outside
It's
one.
just become a thing with me where
Let me wake up.
I don't even question it anymore.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Especially when
Let
it
me
comes
go
to
back to my
things of
job.
like
Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Evie trying to
Please.
break me with
It's all I
blurps,
want.
or
I want my apartment and my
when
wife
I'm doing games
and my
with
job.
Fen.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
What fun is there in being normal?
Okay.
Like, look at me, I'm not normal.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
She stared at his body for a moment and then turned and ran. Yes, because that makes sense. Also, yeah, I have no idea what it's like to be normal. Evie here
All of his
can
co-workers were
testify
gone.
to that.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Trying to remember what the... There is an achievement. I think it's like this one.
Oh, please.
Yes, it is.
You're really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Like, literally, I'm doing this for a fucking trophy. And the narrator even knows I'm doing this for a damn trophy.
I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Yeah, this game is literally just like, what the hell? But it is fun, and it's my kind of humor. Just because it is so bizarre.
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Okay, where's 437? 437, 437. 930. Oh, here it is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
The cool thing is, this trophy isn't really timed. I can literally just take my time with it.
Now, back to door number 437.
I'm not even really counting how many clicks I'm doing. I'm just doing them.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
The fact I'm doing this all for a trophy.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
418. Here it is. 419.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Ooh, we got another wild rock ruff.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
I want a rock ruff. I want it to be shiny, because shiny rock ruff looks so cool. Okay. Wait, is there a copy machine in here? If there's a copy machine in here, that would save me some time. No, there is not. Fuck. Okay.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow.
Like, literally, that is all it took for a trophy.
You really earned it, Stanley.
And it gave me another trophy.
I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Literally, so the trophy went from click the door 5 times, and then it gave me a second trophy called Your First Trophy. Like, this game is just bizarre, and it is fun. Because you can literally just throw the whole story off track.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And the funny... Wait, is it going to be... I forget, is it blocked off your second time round? Or is it your third?
There was not a single person here either.
Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no exception. Expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Yay, it isn't blocked.
Oh, no. No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I'm never coming out the closet, you hear me? Never! I'm gonna stay in here forever. I am never coming out of the closet. Okay, this is boring. I'm leaving the closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hold on. I need to use the restroom. Oh, hey, what's this? To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. I'm not going to touch on that. No. Okay, this is new. I actually have no idea where this is going to take me. Elevator music! I have no idea where this is going to lead. Like, I don't even think if I wanted to, I could stop this. Oh, it just leads back here. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's
That's
office,
a bit
Stanley
anticlimactic.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
Wait, is this
unraveled,
booze?
Stanley wondered in disbelief.
We have
what
booze.
orchestrated this? What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah, the elevator music I liked, but I felt like that kind of just went nowhere. This type of elevator would make me anxious.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Sparky.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Or escape. What do you all think? Should I go straight forward to the mind control facility, or should I escape? You get to pick my fate. Facility, escape. Escape, facility. Which would you like to see me do? You got 60 seconds to decide. And honestly, I just said 60 seconds just because I was like, I need a funny number, and I didn't want to do the obvious 69. And I refused to say the other one, the one that comes before 68. Because honestly, I feel like that meme should just fucking die already. It is so annoying. So, shall we escape, or shall we head to the facility? Choose my fate. Choose. I mean, I could obviously do both. It's not really going to make much of a difference because I can choose different paths. No, not 65. The one that comes after 66 and before 68. Huh. Should I escape or should I head to the facility? Which should I pick? I mean, escape might be nice, but if I go to the mind control facility, I could learn what's possibly happening. And again, I can come back down this route regardless anytime I want, and I can just pick the option I didn't pick. But I kind of felt like I should let you all pick. No, 42 is the meaning of the universe. I really need to watch Hitchhiker's Guide Across the Galaxy, or Hitchhiker's... I know it's Hitchhiker's Guide to something. And I need to read the book of it as well. So do not judge me that I have not read it or seen the movie of it. You know what? We'll go to the facility.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought.
Ooh, imagine watching Batman Begins on this. Like, seriously, Batman Begins on this would just be amazing. I mean, it would suck because you can't see the whole movie. You'd have to literally watch it doing this. But still, with all these TVs, that would be awesome. Ooh, cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I thought 42 was the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Like, I honestly did think it was the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
No.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Ah, okay.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
It's not good.
Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Blue 3.
More time to talk about you, about me.
I have no idea what to do here. I don't think anyone's ever figured this out.
Where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
I have no idea where a blue
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Which I think that's the whole point of this.
Only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
I think the point is you're not meant to turn it all off.
Extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Really? I thought it did.
What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yes.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that,
Yeah,
Stanley?
something has to save
this
me.
Video game can be beaten? One
Yes.
solved? Do you
Yes.
have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Pokemon in chat, we have a Fletchender.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made...
Oh wait, am I supposed to hit the number and then the color?
It's a tragedy.
Because it says 2 purple.
You wanted to control this world, that's fine.
2.
But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Nope.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you
Let me out, 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 let me out.
Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life. From
Wait, maybe if I'm down here.
Until the moment I say, happily ever after.
I survive. Nope, I'm dead. I died.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
I think this now starts to unlock the newer... Nope, it doesn't. I have to do all the stuff again.
Came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I'll do the escape route this time.
Yet there was not
And
a
don't worry, I'll
person
start
here
not
either.
listening to the
Feeling
narrator
a
again.
wave of
See?
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
Because I had
office,
spent
hoping
time
he
in the
might
broom
find an answer
closet.
there.
It's now boarded off, so I can't return to my closet. I can't return to my safe space. I want to go to my safe
Stanley walked upstairs
space.
to his boss's office.
I think it was
Stepping into his
4285.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began
4852.
wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind
2485.
paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Fuck, what was the
What
code?
could
I
its
actually don't
purpose
remember the
be?
code.
In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly,
I
by
think I
simply
did every
pushing
code I
random
could think
buttons
of
on the
with those
keypad, Stanley happened to
with those
input the
four
correct
numbers
code
except the
by
actual
sheer
one.
luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I need to remember the code then for that. That it's 2845 next time I do decide to come down this way. I will say I do not know how long I will stream for. It'll probably be like an hour to 2 hours.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
But I do want to
Facility.
show off some of like the
Although
new
this
stuff they did
passageway
put
had the
in.
word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
How could going
The door
to
behind him was
going
not
the way
shut.
called
Stanley
escape
still had every
lead to my
opportunity to turn
violent
around and
death?
get back on track.
There is no way
At
it
this
would
point,
be able to do
Stanley
such
was
a
making
thing.
a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I mean, I could walk backwards if that makes you happy. Okay, where am I? Hello?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been
That's
of no
not
consequence
good.
whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Let me off, 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 let me off.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ow. But it didn't crush me.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Is there a photo mode? No, there is not. That would have been cool. Like, just this on the black. Actually, if I back up enough and it's centered. Nah, it would have been better like this. I could probably make that work. for a thumbnail if I post this to the tube of you. But I'm not sure.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
So yeah, these are like a selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Okay, that is cool. Like, this actually shows a lot of ways the game, like, how the game development changed and the different ideas they had. So, like, you have the quarter, which is like, hey, here's where you start. This is the path you come down. All the way to, like, oh, hey, you have to pick the way the narrator tells you. And it's interesting. Like, this game breaks the fourth wall so much, especially with stuff like this. Like, I don't think you're ever going to be able to see everything in this game. But it's interesting, just like the way things have changed. Okay, so even, like, see stuff like this changed, where escape was actually a door rather than what we saw.
When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever.
Kevin
Over the bridge.
Breton, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
Let's see. Stanley walked through the green door.
That is interesting. But see, stuff like this, where they actually let you, like, kind of walk through a museum like this, showing you, hey, here's some of the stuff that was planned. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. And it's stuff like this that is really cool. Like, you have the countdown desk. From the countdown ending. You have the elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. Countdown room. An early version of the countdown room. Okay, like, see, this is all really cool stuff. And it does show a lot of, like, what they went through in development. You know, maybe I'm the only one who finds this interesting, but stuff like this, I do like. The game is showing you, look, these are some of the changes we went through to give you the final product we have now. Especially when it shows some really interesting... sorry, I'm not trying to say interesting as much as I am. But, like, a lot of this is stuff, when you play through, you do get to see. And when you have played through it, like I have, and you see some of this stuff, it is interesting to actually see so many of the changes. And just, like, how much time and effort went into these, or not these games, but, like, this game. And, like, just how much things have actually changed. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Okay, that is actually, see, even stuff like that, it's cool, because these, these also give you little tidbits. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. And it kind of makes me wonder if instead of dying in the end, what if there is a secret here where you are supposed to after the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator questions why we had initially planned for these to use these further promotional materials. We never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. But yeah, so like it makes me wonder, because this whole game is just a literal fourth wall break upon fourth wall break. If I was to begin the game again from here, early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Because like it is just kind of fourth wall break upon fourth wall break. An early version of the maintenance room. It makes me wonder, what if you do just restart the game from here? Like, you know, it might not do anything, but with the tone of the game, it feels like it might. Especially with what they said of like, hey, yeah, there was a, like, I think it said with the escape ending, which is the current one we're doing, where they did want players to originally restart the game, but they never did that. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta, so it makes me wonder, with how fourth wall breaky the game is, what if I do that? And I think that's what it said they originally wanted players to do. Let me check, because I don't want to say that and then be wrong, because, you know, if there's actually, like, some proof of it, I do want to know if my theory is going to hold valid. Escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Yeah, so I'm wondering, what if I just do that? Like, if I don't let Stanley get crushed, which is generally what happens in that one, and just instead restart the game.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Okay, so there's not really anything different, although that was a new line.
Stanley
I don't think I heard
came to
that
a set
one.
of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
How about we go to the right?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a
I could
room
use a
worth
cold
admiring.
drink.
It had really been worth the detour after all.
Can
just to
I
spend
have
a
a
few
cold
moments
drink?
here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
No, I want a cold drink. It won't let me have a cold drink. Well, fuck you.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't think I will.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I know, right?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
There's an open
I'm
door.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Okay,
There's
wait
someone
for
you've
it.
been neglecting,
Wait
Stanley.
for it.
Someone you've forgotten about.
Now.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, I walked through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, then again, this also could be a good thumbnail. No, I walked through the blue.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't
Yes.
let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms,
It's so
exposed developer
orange.
textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
And what if I choose not to? Hear me out, but what if I don't go through this door? What if I go through one of the existing doors?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1?
Yes,
That's not
a
even
1.
helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. Like I said, this game gets really weird, especially when you start to, like, just mess so badly with it.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me
I mean,
boot
it's
it
not
up.
like I have much of a choice, do I?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Yeah, no, fuck it, that's annoying.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of
Spite
ideas.
you, and
I
because that
can't
sound was
think of a
annoying as
single
hell.
thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
No
What is
idea.
our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I will say this, and this is one thing I would have loved the game to have done, is if it actually did look at my game library and picked from a game I actually own. Like, oh, what if it picked Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2 or something like that? And, I get, realistically, they probably can't do that, but imagine how trippy that would be to have the game actually be able to look in your game library and go, hey, here are some of the games you've played. Huh, why don't we pick one of these at random and just throw Stanley into that? To me, that kind of feels like it would have been, like it was a good idea they could have done, especially with how fourth wall breaking the game is and how much of a joke game it is. Because, let's be honest, there's no real story here. You're just doing, like, you're either going along with the narrator and doing what he asks you to do, ooh, excuse me, or you're just fucking with him and doing what you want to do. And honestly, both are quite fun.
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No! I like open world games.
Thank goodness, Stanley, what a close call.
I like open world games.
That big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
Come on, let me just squeeze through. I can see it behind the wall. Let me in. Let me in.
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Let me in. I want to explore. I want to explore.
Okay. I think this will be just the thing.
Oh, this is Rocket League.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Which, actually, fun fact, I've played Rocket League. I don't know if I...
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Ow. Well, that's one way to use your head. I can't remember if I've played... Oh, now I can run.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little... Hold on. What are you doing?
Whee! I don't remember if I've played Rocket League on my PlayStation or my Switch.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Finally, alone with my thoughts. Except now it's too quiet. I can't stand the quiet. Well, now I don't know where the fuck I am. And this is kind of spooky. No ghosts better jump out at me. I don't think there will be, but I don't think I've ever seen this before. I'm gonna be honest. And it's really bizarre. It's weird, but it's interesting. My office! Wait, is this my office? This might be my office. Okay. What am I supposed to do? I can't shut my door. Okay.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay, that was a weird ending.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
I forget how to trigger the new...
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
The new stuff.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business,
I know...
Stanley took the first
I don't remember how to
do
it. I'll be honest. I think it's just a matter of you have to play so much for it to trigger.
So bad at following directions. It's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
And it's not really anything new. It just adds
Stanley,
some interesting things.
Gotten off on the wrong
but
foot
like,
here.
you know, I would like to show
not
them
your
off.
Enemy. Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else
Pokemon in chat, we have a
Hoot.
Hoot.
The fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
Who's her?
Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need
Also,
to
give
be
me a
the
minute
one
here.
to
I
do
need to
this,
promote my...
to reach out to her. If you
No,
can
I don't want
truly
to... I know my
place
phone's
your
about to die,
faith
and
in
I need to
another,
put it on the charger.
then pick up the phone.
I want to do my Discord and my wishlist command, because I'm trying to get better at self-promoting that stuff while I'm live. Can I unplug it? I mean, maybe. Although, maybe I should answer the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
See, Mr.
Sorry,
Narrator?
but you're in my story now.
This is why no one likes you. Fine.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press up on your controller.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What if I refuse? Okay, no, it won't trigger anything if I press buttons that aren't that. Okay.
Look at him there.
Oh, you
pushing
can't
buttons,
jump. That's
doing
actually
exactly
an
what he's
achievement.
told to do.
No,
Now
seriously,
he's
we
pushing
disabled it.
buttons. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Like, I seriously wish, and again, this is maybe something they couldn't do, but with something like this in this scenario, where you could press different buttons and trigger different things to happen.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Sorry, replying to someone.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I want to see what happens if I don't actually push it. Like, again, because this game is kind of fourth wall breaking and everything. I want to see if there's an actual thing that happens if I don't press it. I don't think there is, but I kind of want to see. Because there are times where games do that, where it's like, hey, don't press this specific button. and not pressing it actually gives you something, or it does something. And it might be something I actually should check first before I actually attempt it, because, you know, if there actually isn't something, then I'm just kind of here wasting time just standing here and yapping. So I'll look into it.
Can he just not hear me? How can
I'll
I tell
actually
him in a
have
way
to
that
look
he'll
into it.
understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Please press triangle to question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to.
I hate Mondays.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
Or it says hate Mondays. I don't know if it says I hate.
And I tried again.
Oh no, it does say it, because I can see the I.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Come on,
Stanley
please have unlocked the
decided to
new
go to the
stuff.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Which I think it opens this door. I forget what door it opens.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
I also
he
know
entered
there's
the
a
door
way
on his
to
left.
break the game more. I forget what you have to do with it. Like, this game is really, really expansive.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't remember how to trigger the newer stuff. Like, there is a way where...
The moment...
Yes. Where you can do something like this, and it actually is a different ending. Where you... And that's kind of hard to do, because you actually have to walk into the room enough, and then walk out and hope the doors close behind you. Because this unlocks a different ending. And literally, this is all the game is. It's just picking your own path and having random shit happen. Like, some of them you kind of have to figure out as you go. And other ones, it's just like, okay, trial and error. Or other ones, you just remember from watching other people play it. You are now leaving. Yes, yes I am. Up the stairs, up the stairs. And that's all it really is it's just you figuring stuff out at most times on your own, and getting weird results for just you trying things. I do kind of want to wait to end stream until I show some of the new stuff, but if it's one of those things of it's not going to pop up at like anytime soon, I might save this for like another like Sunday stream, or I might stream this on a Saturday, or maybe even a Friday, or I could just do this on a Wednesday, because like this game is really, as you can see, this game is really wacky. And it feels like it would work for a wacky Wednesday stream. Okay, come on.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Come on. Please do the new stuff. I want to show the new stuff.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, I
The
don't.
lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I want to see if I can make that jump again. Well, I call it a jump, but
Stanley
it's not
was so
really
bad
a
at
jump.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
Actually, I
we've
know
got
what
one on
happens
the
if I
wrong
don't.
foot here.
So
I'm
I'm
not
gonna aim
sure.
for
Really,
the boxes.
I realize it, but in his eagerness to prove
Nope.
that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I thought the boxes would break my fall, okay? I mean,
All of
boxes
his
kind
coworkers
of
were
can
gone.
cushion your
What
fall.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Am I wrong? Who says the boxes couldn't have broken
When
my
Stanley
fall?
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, well, seeing as it's probably not going to pop anytime soon, I'll do
Yet
the
there
freedom
was not a
ending and I'll
single person
do one
here
more run through
either.
after this.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss.
2845
Coming to a
is the
staircase,
code.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And see, that's the one thing is once you, ooh, excuse me.
Stepping into his manager's
Once you've
office,
done so many
Stanley
runs
was
of
once
everything,
again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
You
That
kind of
anxiety
learn
isn't healthy, so he relaxed
what to do.
for a few moments with some calming new age music.
like, you learn everything, or you don't learn everything, but you know what to do for the most part, and you're just like, okay, I can blow through.
Feeling soothed
Through
and
this stuff.
rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Like, don't get me wrong, this is a fun game, and it's my style of humor where it's essentially making fun of itself and
Stanley
everything
walked
like
straight
that.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But there's other things you can do, and I forget how to do them.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Because there is a way to get up to that platform up there. I forget how to do it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
And
The
there's a
lives of
way you
so
can
many
actually
individuals
break the
reduced to
game
images
to
on
where
a
there's a
screen,
thing called the
and
adventure
Stanley,
line.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
But I don't want to look up a guide on how to
This
do it
mind
because
control
I want to
facility,
do it
was
myself.
Too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
427
That his
is our
emotions
number,
had
right?
been manipulated to accept
I would
it
imagine we'd
blindly?
be on the top somewhere. 16, 432. Oh, there it is, 427. I see us right there. I can't really point to where we are, but if you see 427, it's between 411 and 443.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
We're
own
heading
life
up.
in someone else's control.
Up and
Never.
away.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even
Watch,
possible?
watch your head.
Had he
Watch
truly
your
spent
head.
his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I don't know. Am I blind?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content.
I
Walking,
don't know if
eating,
I'm blind
working,
or not.
all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Okay, let's turn it off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Let me out, 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 let me out.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of
I'm
liberation,
free.
the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Literally just got a trophy called Beat the Game. So I'm hoping that gives us now access to the new stuff. Just because, again, the new stuff, you do get to see some cool things, and it does unlock some new things.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, that is weird. Tell me you all saw that. I have no idea what that means. It not just the what we saw, but the input activation stuff.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
That's something I might have to look into as well. Because I think Nope, this is the access to the new content.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know. Well, actually, I do know what it means, so we're going to keep going for a little bit longer.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I hope so, but I am not sure.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley. All right.
New
All right,
content.
Let's see, it's...
The jump
the
circle.
Jump circle?
Jumps remaining 25. Okay, I can live with that.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Another
elevator.
Look,
Stanley,
I'm just a player
I have to
here.
say,
I don't
initial
know what
impressions of this
is
game
happening.
Are not positive.
Well, I
It's
do,
just
but not that
elevators
much,
and jumping.
because it's been a
Is
while
that
since
what
I've fully
passes for
played this.
exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
No.
Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley
No.
Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
No, you
I'm
didn't.
ready for whatever it is.
Don't you fucking lie, you narrator. Thank you
That's
for
it?
enjoying the new
You've got
content.
to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh yeah, the game just restarted. Anyways, you don't really get a choice. But see, stuff is now different.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Okay. Oh hey, it's a wrench! Are we going to throw a wrench into the game's plans? It's a screwdriver. Wait, does that mean I'm about to get screwed? Actually, that would make more sense if I found a screw.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it The memory zone.
It's
where
so
I've been storing
bright.
all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I find that funny. And it makes me wonder if you're playing this on Xbox, does it say before it was sullied with a cheap Xbox port? Or what happens if you're playing this via Steam and you're playing the newer version of it? What does it say then? Does it say before, just like before a cheap update? It makes me wonder, because I don't own this game on Steam. I own this on PlayStation. That's what I'm playing it on, obviously, because he even said it. So it just makes me wonder of, like, what would happen if I was playing it on Steam or on Xbox? Like, would he have said the same thing of, like, a cheap Xbox port? Or would he have made fun of it? Would he have made fun of it, like an update on Steam?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
What's down here? I forget. Is there anything down here, really? No. Memory zone maintenance. Okay. The original remake. The top 10 memories, and I can't read anything else on that.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I know. I'm stuttering. Okay, I can hear myself stuttering. It makes me wonder if these are actually real reviews, or if they're just made up by people who worked on the game.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Is this open? Okay, this is open now. Okay.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
And again, I wonder, are
Honestly,
these
I could not
actually
be bothered
real
to play this game
reviews?
to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny!
Funny?
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Like, the way he just says, unfunny, I just find hilarious because he's over-exaggerating.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
You're a bit preachy.
To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to.
But again, it makes me honestly wonder.
Unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
It does honestly make me wonder, like, the two good reviews, or positive reviews for this game we saw, as well as the bad ones we saw, and we're about to see a third one. I wonder, are those three really bad reviews on Steam people have actually left that the developers are including within the game and having the narrator himself read and like react to them as his character? Or if these are just made up reviews and he's and the reactions we're getting from him are just, I don't want to say fake, but him acting like that, oh, these reviews are actually upsetting him, or the good reviews actually did make him happy.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah.
Okay, yeah, it's just looping. Okay.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room.
I don't care. I'm pushing the button.
You're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Look,
I've been sitting here all
you
that
cannot
time,
just give me a button and not
person
expect me to press it.
And you'd think that that's
If you give me a
just
big
how it's
yellow
always
button,
been, right?
you can bet your ass I'm going to push the button.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year.
Button! Hello? Voice in my head, are you still there? You've gone awfully quiet. Do you not have something you want to say? Regardless, I'm going to push the big yellow button. If you don't want me to push it, you better say something. No? Okay. Here it goes. I'm pushing the button. Oh, I hate that sound. 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 No, 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 no.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us.
Okay. I forget what if it's going to eventually stop or what. Because the last time I played this, I think was like a year ago.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
The ceiling is leaking. Does anyone know how to fix a leaky ceiling? I don't know how to fix a leaky ceiling. If someone here knows how to fix a leaky ceiling, please tell me so I can fix this leaky in-game ceiling. No one? Okay. I'm just gonna push the button then. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed the button. Because now there's no ceiling. I'm gonna push it again. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, we now have natural light. We now have nature. Is there really no way for me to get out? I don't like that sound. That sounds really, really creepy. Wait, is this freedom? Freedom! Freedom! Although now I'm in a desert. Why am I in a desert? Whose bright idea was it to put me in a desert? Wait, There's no sandworms here, right? I don't have my thopter. I don't have a sand bike. I don't have a buggy. If there's a sandworm here, I have no way of getting away from it. What am I supposed to do?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I mean, it wasn't really oblivious. You made it kind of quite obvious. So, let's go for a ride again, then.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be.
It's been very
Stanley
disappointing.
Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
It's a sequel! Wait,
Yes,
hold on.
see? Isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
But I need to ask, is this an actual good sequel? Like Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac Games? Because honestly, yes, that story does have issues, but it's still a good sequel. Or is this a bad sequel? I'm trying to think of an actual bad sequel. Like Spider-Man 3 from Sam Raimi. Which, honestly, yes, I actually kind of enjoy that movie, but it's a bad movie.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented.
Okay, so I'm supposed to go
It
that way.
screams progress and
But can I-
innovation
Nope.
and long-term franchising potential.
I was hoping I could go that way. And explore. I want to explore. They're back. 2 doors. More The Stanley Parable. 2, better The Stanley Parable. Win-win. Sequential mind share. Paradigm shift. Synergy. Brick and mortar approach. Envelope client-centric marketing. The color red. Leverage holistic value. I have no idea what any of those words mean. Like, seriously. I have no idea what any of those words mean.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
That 9 looks like a G. At least in my opinion. This way to the show floor. Okay. New features. Can I get on the bus? Let me on the bus. I want to get on the bus. Let me on the bus. Come on. Let me on. No. Why won't you let me on the bus? It's because I'm a streamer, isn't it? Okay.
Here we are. Go
Ooh,
on, try out
big
some of the new
room.
features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Okay, I gotta
For
see
the Stanley
this.
Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
How close is this?
Jim.
Sorry.
And the game just literally doxed me. My name is Jim. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. You had to dox me. Why?
Here, let's have you role play.
Why did you have to actually have it say my name? Why? Why?
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep
No,
breath.
no,
Clear your
no,
mind,
no.
forget
That is
whoever
too
you
creepy.
are, and
Too
simply
creepy.
become a person named Jim.
No.
I want you to imagine yourself living
No.
as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim.
No,
falling in
I
love
refuse.
And being heartbroken as Jim, seizing
No.
all the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I refuse to let you dox me again. Bad game. Bad. Bad. No. Obviously, I'm just kidding. No, my name ain't Jim.
Jim.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
I was just kind of doing that for a bit.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Which, in my
could
opinion,
allow
I
only
thought it was a
people
fun
named
bit.
Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Like, in my opinion, I did think it was a fun
epilogue
bit.
Would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Now, granted, it might have just been like, I enjoyed it and everyone else just didn't like it. And that's more than likely the actual cause. But for me, it was funny. I thought it was funny, at least. And sometimes I do find my own jokes hilarious. Sometimes they're not hilarious, but for me, they are. Please, no screenshots. My back is starting to itch.
I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
So, I was going to say, it doesn't matter which I pick because he's going to pick the opposite. So we'll go with this one.
Sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Like, sometimes, yes, I do bits or I'll make a joke.
Maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Like, I'll do a joke that I myself just find funny and no one else does. But who cares? If I enjoyed it and I had fun doing it, especially the bit of, why'd you dox me, game? No.
It was confusing and
who cares?
paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal. Perhaps even comforting.
Bucket!
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Let me have the bucket. I have a bucket. I have a bucket.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I have a bucket. I have a bucket. Now that I have a bucket, I can say fuck it.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
And that's
That really should be an award if it isn't
F-U-C-K-E-T.
already.
Ooh, wait, there's a collectible? Collectibles! Give me. Give. I want the collectible. Come, bucket.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle
Why won't
the
there be a
intrinsic joy of
reward
watching
for
a
it?
number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, there's only 6 of them. Okay.
God, it
what shall we
really is the
explore
worst
now,
when you
bucket?
collect everything in a video game, and then they give you a big
Infinite
fancy reward
hole.
for it. Absolutely tragic.
I forget how to get the easy trophy, and I know it's not easy at all. So I'm not even going to try to do it at this moment. Did I come out this way? Was this the balloon room? Yeah, it was the balloon room. Okay. We're gonna go and visit the infinite hole. We're gonna go in a hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Here we go.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I don't want to continue. I want to go all the way down.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree
That was
to
quite a
just
fall,
call the
though.
hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Bye-bye.
Oh, for heaven.
Whee!
You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
I actually am pressing triangle and it's not working.
Is the teleport button not working?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
I'm not teleporting.
Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else.
You hear that,
Stanley.
Bucket?
I hope
We get to be with the hole. We get to be with the hole forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. What now? Ooh, the floor is moving! The floor is moving! Goodbye, door. Goodbye, lights. Goodbye, windows. Goodbye, carpeting. And most importantly, goodbye, natural lighting. I hated you the most. Change your perspective. Okay. Oh, that is so weird. Oh, that is not a flattering face. That's okay. Is it just gonna loop between those ones? Yeah, okay. Change your perception. I don't know why I like this one, like this, the way this music sounds the most. No, I don't like that one. Or that one. No. 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 I don't want to listen to crows. I don't want to listen to whatever that is. Or that. I'm trying to see if I can get back to the one I like. I don't think I can.